In certain IoT scenarios, you will need to have very beefy machines on-premise at the edge to do compute. You will want to manage a lot of data as well. Windows Server IoT is here for you, and Adi from the Windows IoT team is on the IoT show to tell us everything you need to know. This is the IoT show. I'm Olivier, your host. Thanks for watching. Adi, thanks for coming again on the IoT show today.
Olivier, it's great to be back on the show.
So for those who missed the first episode where you were in, they will just go there and watch it. But can you introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, I manage marketing for Windows IoT. And the last time when we came and we talked about Windows IoT being the foundation for the intelligent edge.
Yep.
And we discussed two members of the family. So we talked about IoT Core and Windows IoT Enterprise. And today, I want to talk about the new member of the family, Windows Server IoT 2019.
Windows Server IoT 2019. So what is that? Where do you see that Windows Server being used in IoT scenarios?
Yeah, so we introduced Windows Server IoT in embedded world, and it's generally available with partners today.
Okay.
So where we see Windows Server IoT being used is when you think about an IoT solution where you have a lot of devices connected to the server that's generating massive amounts of data. And when you capture that data in huge data sets, and when you want to analyze those data sets using cloud models, that's when you start thinking about using Windows Server IoT at the edge.
At the edge, to implement that analytics to prevent basically having to send the data back to the cloud, to be in compliance with privacy policies and things like that, right? So can you actually dive a bit more, tell us about an example of this kind of scenario?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, with Windows Server IoT, it's massive compute and massive data. Now, when you think about an example of a city wanting to use cloud models to train their traffic cameras to spot traffic violations, as you can imagine, all these traffic cameras at intersections would be generating a lot of data, thousands of images per minute. Now, you have a choice. You can analyze that data in the cloud, or you can analyze it on-prem. When you analyze it on-prem, you manage to circumnavigate a few of the issues when it comes to latency, when it comes to privacy and compliance. And with Windows Server IoT, you have the ability to run really powerful devices. Think devices up to with 64 CPUs, 4 terabytes of RAM, and 400 terabytes of storage. So these are beefy machines. And so when you run your analysis locally, you're able to get quick real-time insights that allow you to take real-time action.
That's awesome. So that's all great but there are other operating systems out there, some of them are free, like Linux, that allow you to control this to run on this kind of hardware, to implement this kind of inference and machine learning algorithms. So why would I choose Windows Server IoT versus Linux?
That's a great question. Look, Olivier, so Microsoft has been in the embedded space for a really long time. We've been in the space for about 25 decades. So we understand the needs of our device builders. So you think about extending some of the knowledge and some of the expertise that we built in the embedded space and extending that over to Windows Server IoT, you start seeing benefits. One of the benefits is security. We're able to bring in things like Secure Boot, Device Guard, and Windows Defender into the operating system. So off the shelf, you get an extremely secure operating system. Second one, we offer world-class 10 years of support, just like we do for IoT Enterprise and Windows IoT Core, and we extend that to Windows Server IoT as well.
Okay, so basically we're saying that our expertise in the IoT space, 25 years, even more in the enterprise space, right? Delivering servers for enterprise, mix that, and this is what we're delivering with Windows Server IoT 2019, right?
Yeah, we believe we're giving our customers a great solution with Windows Server IoT 2019.
Okay, what a little bit more information. What is the difference between Windows Server and Windows Server IoT? You already alluded to some of the differences, but what makes Windows Server IoT better fitted for these scenarios than just plain Windows Server?
Yeah, so at a product level, Windows Server and Windows Server IoT are the same. But for Windows Server IoT, we've changed the licensing terms to adapt it for IoT scenarios. So what that means is that, back to the example that I talked about, For the city that is using the server for one single application, we suggest our customers use Windows Server IoT.
Pricing?
The pricing is going to be better on Windows Server IoT because of the restricted scenario usage. And with server, you also have 3 editions. You have the data center edition, you have the standard edition, as well as the essentials edition. So our customers have a lot of options in terms of the solution that they're building and the editions that they want to choose.
So basically, the enterprise expertise, IT expertise, we're bringing a Windows Server manageable, secured lockdown, and they can run on very beefy computers to do all you need to do in these hybrid IT scenarios.
That is right.
Good summary. Thanks a lot, Adi, for joining us on the IoT show. If people want to learn more, where should they go?
They should go and take a look at the online resources that are available here.
Okay.
I urge them to go take a look at it, get familiar with Windows Server IoT, and then go talk to the partners. They should go have the conversation with the partners today.
Well, you folks know what you have to do. Thanks, Adi, for joining us on the show. And people, don't forget to subscribe for the next episodes.